In a camera market flooded with spec sheets and marketing jargon, the Nikon Z7 III arrives with a bold statement: refinement over revolution. While competitors sprint toward ever higher frame rates and AI gimmicks, Nikon's flagship high-resolution, mirrorless camera takes a different path. It's built for those who crave detail, precision, and a tool that fades into the background, allowing creativity to take center stage. In this full deep dive, we'll explore every layer of what makes the Z7 III tick, from its refined ergonomics and new sensor technology to the evolution of Nikon's color science, revamped autofocus engine, and yes, its highly anticipated video upgrades. Settle in, we're about to unpack why the Nikon Z7 III may just be the best mirrorless camera Nikon has ever built. Let's start with the tangible, the design and build of the Nikon Z7 III. At first glance, it's not a radical departure from the Z7 II, and frankly, that's a smart move. Nikon has refined its industrial design language steadily since the original Z6 and Z7, and the Z7 III continues that evolution with poise. It still features a magnesium alloy chassis that's robust, lightweight, and weather-sealed to professional standards. Rain, dust, and wind, this body shrugs it off like a pro DSLR. It's built to be used, not babied. The grip is where Nikon's subtle engineering shines. It's slightly deeper than before, with enhanced contours that mold to your hand naturally. It doesn't just feel good, it feels deliberate, especially when paired with heavier glass like the Nikon Z7 to 200mm f/.8. The camera balances well, whether you're shooting handheld or on a rig. Controls remain familiar, which seasoned Nikon users will appreciate. The button layout is essentially the same, but there's a noticeable upgrade in tactile feedback. Every press is firmer, more assured. The top panel old screen is still here, a brilliant touch for at a glance. Shooting info even when the EVF isn't active. One of the most welcome upgrades is the new Firaxis Tilt Touch LCD. Nikon finally joins Canon and Panasonic in offering versatile articulation that benefits vertical shooting, macro work, and high or low angle compositions. It's sharp, bright, and extremely responsive, a joy to use in the field. Then there's the EVF, a stunning 5.76 million old panel with a silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate. It's one of the best in its class. Blackout is virtually eliminated, and the clarity makes it feel closer to an optical viewfinder than ever before. The Z7 III's design doesn't scream innovation. It whispers refinement, every curve, button, and hinge seems tested by real-world photographers. And that, in the end, speaks louder than any flashy gimmick. Under the hood of the Nikon Z7 III lies a brand new 61-megapixel backside illuminated BS-IC-MOS sensor, a significant leap forward from the already impressive 45.7-megapixel sensor found in the Z7 II. While Nikon hasn't disclosed the exact manufacturer of this sensor, its performance speaks volumes. It brings the Z7 III into a league typically reserved for medium-format systems, offering astonishing image quality that caters to professionals and discerning enthusiasts alike. Let's begin with resolution. At 61 megapixels, the Z7 III produces RAW files that are packed with detail. The level of clarity is staggering. You can crop aggressively while still maintaining more than enough resolution for high-end prints. Texture rendering feels incredibly refined. Fine details like fabric, skin pores, and foliage are reproduced with a natural fidelity that never feels over-sharpened or synthetic. It's a nuanced kind of sharpness, delivering images that feel rich and lifelike. Dynamic range has also received a boost. Shooting at base ISO 64 provides nearly 15 stops of usable dynamic range. This gives photographers incredible latitude in post-processing. You can lift shadows without introducing muddy tones or banding, and the highlight roll-off is graceful, maintaining detail in bright skies or reflective surfaces. This kind of flexibility is especially important for studio, landscape, and product photography. Low-light performance is impressive for such a high-resolution sensor. The BSI design helps keep noise levels in check up to ISO 3200, and even ISO 6400 is usable for editorial or social media work. Color noise begins to creep in at higher ISOs, but the files remain surprisingly clean and workable. Paired with fast primes or stabilized Z-mount glass, the Z7 III becomes a capable low-light performer. Lastly, Nikon's commitment to 14-bit RAW files ensures smooth tonal transitions. Skies, skin tones, and foliage exhibit beautiful gradation, with none of the banding or clipping seen in lesser sensors. Whether you're creating massive gallery prints or cropping multiple compositions from a single frame, the Z7 III offers an exceptional balance of resolution, dynamic range, and tonal depth. It's truly one of the finest sensors Nikon has ever produced. There's something unmistakably refined about Nikon's color science, and with the Z7 III, that legacy continues with quiet confidence. Nikon doesn't chase exaggerated vibrancy or hyper-realism. Instead, it aims for naturalism, a balanced, lifelike palette that feels grounded and true. This is especially evident in how the Z7 III renders skin tones. Portrait shooters will immediately notice how warm and realistic faces look, free from the magenta or green tints that often plague competing systems. It's subtle, but powerful, a rendering that flatters without flattery. Reds remain rich without turning radioactive, while blues take on a more cyan hue, cleaner and more modern without veering into artificial territory. Greens, particularly in outdoor scenes, come alive with just the right pop. They don't scream HDR, they feel alive, like you remember them. Nikon's straight-out-of-camera JPEGs are clean and punchy, but always tasteful for those who love color grading. The flat profile provides ample flexibility, and the newly introduced neutral to profile is quickly becoming a favorite among colorists for its gentle contrast and clean tonal separation. Consistency is where the Z7 III truly excels. Whether you're under daylight, tungsten, LED, or mixed lighting, colors remain stable and trustworthy. Nikon's auto white balance system is smarter and more reliable than ever, minimizing shifts and helping you keep your workflow smooth. And for those editing RAW in Lightroom, Capture One, or NX Studio, you'll find Nikon's RAW files incredibly pliable. Unlike other brands that bake in heavy processing even in RAW, Nikon gives you room to define your vision. This is color science with intention, not just technically correct, but artistically respectful. It doesn't impose a look. It gives you the freedom to craft yours, and that's what makes the Z7 III so special for discerning image makers. The Nikon Z7 III marks a transformative leap in video capabilities, cementing its position as a true hybrid powerhouse for creators who demand excellence in both stills and motion. At the forefront of this evolution is its new ability to record 8K video at 30 frames per second using a full-frame sensor readout. This alone positions the Z7 III in a league previously reserved for dedicated cinema gear. Internal recording now supports 10-bit unlog and HLG, giving filmmakers tremendous latitude for color grading, broadcast-ready HDR delivery, and pro-level workflows straight out of the camera. What impresses, however, is the Z7 III's 4K HQ mode, which is oversampled from 8K. This results in footage that's stunningly sharp and rich in detail, easily on par with video-centric cameras, costing $4,000 to $5,000. The added support for ProRes RAW and UnRAW via external recorders opens doors for cinema-quality post-production pipelines. This means full control over dynamic range, white balance, and exposure adjustments during editing, a major win for professionals. Video autofocus has also seen substantial refinement. Eye detection and subject tracking are impressively sticky and accurate, even in complex or fast-moving scenes. Transitions between focus points are smooth and cinematic. Users can rack focus by simply tapping on the vari-angle LCD screen or rely on the camera's Smart AF to track a moving subject with precision. Stabilization is another key highlight. The Z7 III features up to 6 stops of in-body image stabilization IBIS, which works in tandem with electronic stabilization to deliver buttery smooth handheld shots. Its gimbal leg without the need to carry one, rounding out the experience, is a fully articulating LCD, clean HDMI out, headphone and mic ports, and an improved voice memo feature that's ideal for logging takes or sensing in post. Whether you're an indie filmmaker, YouTuber, or content creator, the Z7 III delivers a rock-solid cinematic video experience in a still's first form factor. If there was one area where the Nikon Z7 III trailed behind its main rivals, especially Sony's Alpha series and Canon's R line, it was autofocus performance. But with the Z7 III, Nikon has decisively closed the gap and may have even taken the lead in some key areas. The camera is equipped with a next-generation autofocus system featuring a whopping 10 53-phase detection points, which cover 98% of the image frame. This extensive coverage translates to high-speed, sticky, and accurate subject tracking across a variety of shooting scenarios. Whether you're capturing fast-moving wildlife, candid street shots, or carefully composed portraits, the Z7E's AF system adapts in real time with an impressive degree of intelligence. Face and eye detection have received a massive overhaul. The system now distinguishes between left and right eyes, tracks faces that are partially obscured or turned away, and can even lock onto the eyes of birds and small mammals, all with surprising consistency. It performs well even through partial obstructions like foliage, fencing, or crowds. One of the standout additions is Nikon's subject recognition, powered by deep learning. The camera can now automatically detect and track a wide variety of subjects, from animals and people to cars, trains, motorcycles, and aircraft. These modes aren't just marketing fluff. In real-world testing, features like bird and vehicle tracking proved genuinely useful, especially for action, nature, and documentary shooters. While the Z7 III isn't positioned as a sports camera, it still delivers up to 10 frames per second with full autofocus and 14-bit RAW, backed by a deep buffer and dual SpecXpress Type B slots. Simply put, autofocus is no longer Nikon's Achilles heel on the Z7 III. It's a genuine strength that redefines what's possible in high-resolution mirrorless photography. That's it for today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos.